video. Welcome. That was my intro because I do not have intro at the moment. And let's start the video. Hi. So basically what happened is that I started with Amazon KDP in June, and now it's end of July, and I learned some things, and I'm smart. And so because I'm smart, some people started to send me messages on Facebook. How do I do this? How do I do that? Blah blah blah. How do I do this and that? And basically 90% of those questions is the different person asking the same questions. So I made a short tutorial for them. I made them as a PowerPoint presentation, and then I decided to go extra by adding this tutorial, well, I already made it, to my Gumroad account where I sell my KDP interiors and KDP covers and KDP designs. So I'm just going to I'm doing this live because I really don't have time to edit videos. I'm sorry. I wish I had time to make like professional YouTube videos, but I really don't have time. So let's do this. So what are my suggestions when it comes to KDP Amazon? If you still do not have account on KDP, do not make it until you read the help section and watch tutorials. You can watch a lot of tutorials on YouTube. Some of them are going to be bad, some of them are going to be good, but no matter what you pick, it will be a learning experience, okay? Do not upload any book until you understand the rules. That is very important. A lot of time we get messages on Facebook by people, especially in the last 2 months, that they lost their accounts because they uploaded the public domain book without changing it. So they just downloaded the book from whatever internet source they found and just stick it on their Amazon account. And of course, Amazon is a smart system. When they notice it's the identical book, they just shut down their account, and that's it. End of your Amazon career. Make sure your tax data is ready and correct. Make sure your bank data is working and correct. Make sure your email is safe, so have a backup for backup and backup. And your phone number needs to be good, something that you can use for long term, because everything that you need to change after you set it up, it's going to be a lot of emails and back and forward conversation. Make sure to read when you will get paid and how much. This depends on your country. If your country has agreement with United States, then you will not pay any taxes. You will just get straightforward royalty that is given to you by Amazon. But if you don't have agreement with the United States, that means before the Amazon pays you, you will get 30% less, or some other number. The 30% is maximum. And that is the taxes that goes to United States. Make sure you proofread all text on your cover and anywhere you type, so description, title, subtitle, keywords, everything. And make sure that you have this data ready in the separate file on your computer or on cloud or whatever you're using to type documents with text. Never ever type directly into Amazon box, because you can lose power, something can go wrong with your browser, you can click the wrong key and delete everything and you cannot restore it back. So for this reason, make sure that you have all the text separate in the file, so if something goes wrong, you can go back and copy paste it. Okay, and also if you have any issues that you know it's an issue, it's not you trying to pull some illegal scam, you can contact Amazon for help through email, or you can request phone call in United States daytime. And this is something I would recommend if you are fluent in English. So email if you are not fluent in English, so you need to type and then you use Grammarly or some other grammar checker. And if you are fluent in English, make a phone call. They are very fast to respond and very helpful. So let's go to the next slide. KDP Amazon is not get rich quick system. It's not. That is one of the reasons I still do not have thumbnail for this video, because I want to make very simple thumbnail, because I'm not making this video for large masses of people. I'm just going to send a link to the people on Facebook who asked me for my help. So this is not a get rich quick system. It is a way for authors and publishers to publish their books, but some people figure they can also publish low content books, and that is how it started. So basically, low content is lined notebooks, graph paper notebooks, so something that is basics like dots or journal. So something that is very basic is considered low content. Medium content is something in between, so that would be coloring books, puzzle books, activity books for children or adults, whatever. So that would be a medium content. And then high content books would be an actual real professional books with a theme, like novels, science fiction, science books, or something like that. Okay, so my suggestion is that when you want to start a KDP journey, that you have a checklist, and this is my minimum what you should have on your checklist is, number one, you need to decide what kind of book you want to make, what kind of content is going to be, low, medium, or high, how many pages, and this is important because the number of pages determine your spine, so that's the side of the book. If you make a book with under 120 pages, that means you will not have space on the spine for a title of your book. So that means your title must be on the front cover. So if you make your book with more than 120 pages, your spine will be large enough so you can put title on the spine, and that will leave your cover clean for you to do drawing or whatever you want. But as a rule, Amazon requires that you have official full title of your book written on the cover or the spine of the book. So so you can have both, or you can have on the cover, front cover, or on the spine. You cannot have it on the back cover. So title needs to be on the front cover or on the spine. But for the spine, the minimum text size is 7. So that means you need more than 120 pages. So the spine is actually thick enough for you to write on it. What type of print? Are you going to have color print or black and white? This depends on the thickness of the paper, so it's going to change the thickness of the paper as well, and also the price as well. Who is your target audience? So who is your book for? Your book title and subtitle, you need to think about this as well. You need to think about book description. You need to find keywords for your book for KDP, so this is for your publishing of the book, and then you need to have separate keywords for advertisement. So the difference between these two sets is the book keywords for KDP, they need to be without trademarks, they need to be straightforward, connected to whatever your book is. So if you have maybe flowers on your cover, you can put flowers, but if you have flowers, you cannot put Harry Potter on your keywords in KDP book publishing segment, but you can do that in keywords for advertisement. So it's a separate set of rules, so it's not the same. So what you can do in advertisement, you cannot do in keywords for KDP. So make sure to check that, to understand that, and once again, that goes back to read the help section of Amazon. Then you need to decide what tools are you going to use to make the book, to make it the interior. You can use PowerPoint, you can use Canva, you can use Illustrator, Photoshop, so Adobe system, you can use Inkscape, Word, Excel, GIMP, whatever you can find online or wherever you are using already. Me personally, I just use PowerPoint. I have all the other tools as well because I'm a designer as well, but I prefer PowerPoint because of it's easier, and also I have these extra tools that I purchased that makes making the book easy and fast. So that is why I prefer PowerPoint. How are you going to create interior, manuscript, and cover? So this is content. Are you going to use your own artwork, or are you going to use templates, drawing from internet? Now remember, Amazon can at any moment ask you to present license evidence if you use online resource. Plus, depending on the source, you must modify it. You cannot use exact downloaded artwork file. So most of the licenses like FreePic, what else? Creative Fabrica, and what else we have? Vectorsy. So on most of these sites, you have a license that states that you cannot just use the artwork in the same format or way it is presented on the site. You need to modify it. You need to combine it with something. And another important thing on your checklist should be a list of useful links and tools and tutorials for your KDP journey. Okay, next. So basically what you see right now is this is my PDF file that I attach to all my PowerPoint templates file that I sell on Gumroad or on Twitter, or I share online. Now, when it comes to my PowerPoint templates, you cannot publish them directly without modification. Not because of me, but because Amazon doesn't like duplicate content. So what you should or could do is you can change font, you can change color of the elements, you can change images in the background, you can change dimensions. So that is something that you could edit in order to make the book your own. Now, how to edit? If you know how to use PowerPoint, that should be easy. But if you do not know, then I suggest you go on YouTube and dedicate a week or two to learn PowerPoint. PowerPoint is an excellent tool. Also, it is a vector tool. So that means you can use SVG. So that's a scalable vector graphic file. You can use it here and edit them, and they will remain sharp. So remember, PowerPoint is not Photoshop. PowerPoint is Illustrator, so it gives vector result, vector quality result. So when it comes to my file, all images, shapes, and elements in my PowerPoint file have unique names, so you can easily swap them. So for example, you see this one, it has name here, and the way I get to the name is, let me just close this down so you can see how I get it. So I click on the image, and then I have format tab here on the top, and I click on format, and I click on selection pane, and when I click on selection pane, it gives me the list of all the objects on presentation slide and their names. So I want this image to be selection pane, so selection pane. So that is how my items are named on the slide, so you can easily change them. So if you have macro, and I also sell that one as well, you have macro, so you can easily swap any object, any shape, any image with another one just by knowing the name of the object in the PowerPoint presentation. So, and this is what I just basically explained. So you click on format, selection pane, and then you get all the names. Now, when you open my file, my PowerPoint presentation, if you are seeing different kind of fonts from the images that you've seen in my portfolio, that means you do not have the same font I use in my PowerPoint presentation for the template file. So you need to pick the fonts you prefer. It doesn't matter if the font is not the same as the one that is displayed on the image, because you have to change it either way. Make sure that you are using free to use fonts, or if you want to use commercial fonts, that you have commercial rights for that font. For KDP, you need to have two PDF files. You need to have PDF file for interior and PDF file for cover, so two PDFs. Cover must have bleed, so cover must have extra for printer so it can cut out the edges. Interior can go both ways, it can be with or without. So it doesn't matter for a cover what you're going to pick for the interior, bleed or without bleed. But what it does matter, what is important is page size. So this is the page size without bleed, this is the page size with bleed. I suggest that when you are just starting, that you pick two dimensions, one small, one large, and then you just go with those two dimensions for all your books. So you don't have to change your template a lot. So that would be, for example, let's mark it 6 by 9. Let's put another color, better color, this one. So this would be a good choice for a smaller book. And for a large book, you should go with 8.5 times 11 inches. That would be large. Now, this one here is actually A4. So if you are from any other country on the planet except United States, we use the normal values, normal measurements. So we have A0, and then half of that is A1, half of that is A2, half of that is A3, A4. So basically we have this large piece of paper, and then every other format is just 50% of that previous. So that the A4 is standard document paper size in any other country on the planet except United States. They use something that is called letter or A or something. So basically that's this one here. It's almost same as A4, but it's slightly wider. But Amazon is United States company, so they work with United States paper sizes, dimensions. So unfortunately, that is what we have to use. We have to use their paper standard. So you just pick between those two, unless you want to make products for Europe, and then you need to emphasize in your description that it is not US standard paper size, because the biggest market on Amazon is Amazon.com, United States market, and they prefer their own sizes. So just make sure that you know that I actually tried to make A4. I actually tried to make A4 books for Amazon.com, and it was a nightmare, absolute nightmare. I had 70 books ready, and I just deleted everything. Literally, I'm telling you, I just deleted everything because it was like, oh, it's little this, little that. I mean, it's an A4. Everybody on the planet is using A4, except you. But I just cave in. Literally, yesterday, I just said, okay, Amazon, I'm so sorry I used A4. I'm going to use your 8.5 times 11. Are you happy with that? And just this morning, they replied to me. Well, they didn't say they're happy, but they approved all my 70 books. So I had 70 books in review for past, what was it? 2 weeks. So 2 weeks of argument about A4 being a standard anywhere in the universe. But yeah. So I switched to 8.5 times 11, and now everybody's happy. I have my 70 books live. So just make sure that you pick the correct dimensions, and then you just stick. Make 2 templates, one for the small one for the larger one, and just stick with that. Okay. Next is trim size, page count. So depending on what color you're going to choose, are you going to have color interior or black and interior, or you're going to have cream paper or standard or premium color, it depends what is the minimum page count. So for black and white paper, so black and white interior, the minimum is 24. If you're going to use cream paper, the minimum is 24. If you're going to use premium color, so let's say for a children's book, the minimum is 24. The only one that doesn't have minimum 24 is a standard color ink and white paper. This one has minimum of 72. Now, it is a lot, but it is also very good, because in case you want to print something in color, if you want to print something in color and the premium is really expensive, you can pick standard. But just count that the minimum page count is 72. 72. So you need to have 72 pages if you are going to use standard color ink and white paper. And that is the one I picked for my notebooks. So I have my notebooks in 2 editions. I have them black and white as an ordinary version, and then I have the deluxe version that is printed in standard color, and it is quite affordable. So I can put my notebook at $10 and still make like $1 or $2. If I choose premium color for 72 pages notebook or 100 pages notebook, my price would have to be $16, and that would make me 0 royalties. So that's quite a lot. And I have a visitor, let's say. What niche? Let's type him a message. Maybe he's going to say something useful. Now, next thing that you need to decide, are you going to have bleed or no bleed? And this is something that is always constantly confusing people. What is bleed and what is no bleed? The term bleed means that when the printer is cutting, so printer is cutting your paper, your image, does he cut over your image, or is the edge of your book white? So you see here on the left side, the edge is white, so there is nothing here for printer to cut out. But in this situation here, printer is cutting over the image, and that is bleed. Now, if you have image or coloring or drawing that you would like to extend so to look like this, then you need to choose bleed. If you choose no bleed, then you are restricted that everything that you have on your page must be inside this gray box here. If you choose with bleed, the text needs to be inside the gray box, but the images can go beyond. So the images, drawings, everything can go beyond. Now, sometimes people pick, so this is the line, and everything needs to be inside this line. Now, sometimes people pick without bleed, and then they get error. Most of the time, even if you have something that is not visible to you, the Amazon system sees it. So let's say you have a white rectangle. So let's say I have a white rectangle right here, and I cannot see it. Everything is white, but the Amazon sees it. He sees that as an element outside the line, this dotted line, and he's not going to accept your manuscripts, your interior. So if you choose without bleed, everything, absolutely everything must be inside this dotted line. Nothing can go beyond. I'm going to show you that on the another page. So this here. So this is an example of a lined notebook interior without bleed. So everything, lines, drawings, everything needs to be inside this gray dotted line. If I choose with bleed, they can go beyond. But then in that case, the page needs to be wider and larger. So I need to change the dimensions of the paper. So the text always has to be, no matter what you pick, either bleed or no bleed, text must be inside. If you choose no bleed, everything has to be inside. If you choose with bleed, the images can go beyond the frame. Okay? Now, when it comes to margins, margins depend on how many pages you have. So if you have up to 150 pages, the minimum inside margin is 0.375 inches and outside is 0.25. So for this, I suggest you use template. Use template, or if you prefer, you can always make margins for yourself every time you make a new file. But for me personally, I made template, and then I just use template that has this setting. I don't know, can I show you? Is it on this one? Layout? No, I don't have it on this one. So I used, let's see, view, slide master. So I used slide master to make my margins, and then when I'm finished, I just delete the guidelines from the slide master. So that is how I do that. So I have my 2 templates. I made the margins in the master slide, and then once I'm finished with my book, I just delete it from the master slide, and then I have my finished book. For medium and high content books, you will need additional pages like copyright, author page, and similar. You can check this link later on. I will put it in the description of this video once I'm finished with the video. So this is the link that you need to click, you need to go to check where these pages needs to be and how to set them up. When it comes to cover, you have a formula to calculate the cover, but if you don't want to use formula, and nobody uses formula, you can use KDP cover calculator, or you can use online tools that auto-create cover sample or cover template for you. I will also put a link for that in the video description later once I'm finished. But on the actual help page of KDP Amazon, you have official calculator that gives you dimensions of your cover. Cover width depends on how many pages you have. The height is the same as the page you selected with bleed. So the height and the cover, if you picked interior with bleed, then the cover is going to have the same height, but the width depends on how many pages you have. Next, when you look at your cover template, you will see two lines. You will see gray line and a red line. So everything that you see inside the red line is what is going to be printed. So everything that is within the red line, that is what is going to be printed, and that is what needs to have text. Everything beyond that should not have text. Once again, everything beyond that needs to have only images. And this white line is the trim line, so that is just a safety factor for printing. So if the paper moves slightly left or right by a millimeter, you still have your color, you have your cover intact. Let's go. After you upload your interior and your cover, you must select preview for system to show how it's going to look like printed. Now, you must scroll through all pages to make sure everything looks good. A couple of days ago, I uploaded my PDF file and I made a mistake, and I made that PDF file because I had a problem with my computer. I made that file within Acrobat Adobe. So I didn't use PowerPoint, I didn't use Photoshop or anything. I actually made the file within the Acrobat Adobe program. And when I did that, what Amazon did is every single thing I typed, they deleted it. They just deleted it. And yeah, so make sure that you check all the pages so nothing is missing. I know it's going to be something that it's going to take you a minute or two depending how many pages you have, but please do not click approve until you check all the pages. Also, you can download a PDF proof, so that's a print proof. It's in upper right corner. Once you are finished with upload, click approve, and that's it. If there is error, you will see a red triangle warning, and after next to the triangle warning, you will have pages with explanation what is wrong. Now, you will not be able to click on approve if there are red triangles. So if there is anything wrong, Amazon will not allow you to click approve until you correct this. Now, once you clicked approve and once you click publish and set your prices, this is the end window that you're going to see. Your paperback has been submitted. It will take 24 hours up to 2 weeks for your book to be reviewed. This depends on what is the type of the book, what is the type of the content, and season. So, for example, in Christmas time, it's going to take longer. In time when everybody is not uploading so much, the review is going to be shorter. Do not pick Kindle, so ebook, for low content books, law books, or coloring books. Amazon will block your book if you do that. So ebook is only for high content books. So books that actually have something inside that is not colored, written on it, or some kind of activity book for children. So do not pick Kindle ebook for that. Only paperback. And then after you click publish, your book will be in your dashboard under bookshelf marked with red in review. And if you make changes after it goes live, that means people will see the old data, and if they buy, they will get old version until the changes are accepted. But your book remains live. So if you make changes on your live book, it will still be available to purchase. But if you, for example, change cover or you change interior, the person who orders it is going to get the old version until the book goes fully live again. You can delete your book after it's been published. You can only unpublish it. You cannot make your book same on another platform publisher because Amazon gives you ISBN number, and that means book can only be printed by them. Your PDF file needs to be under 500 megabytes. Every images that you use, they need to be over 300 dpi in resolution. Your PDF must be flattened before upload, so that means all text should be converted to image. You must use inches in settings to make sure all is fitting the Amazon needs. So for example, if you use Canva, make sure that the icon in the upper right when you are setting the design dimensions is in inches, not in centimeters or some pixels or whatever. It has to be in inches. You can run ads immediately after the book is live, or you can wait for 1 or 2 or 3 months to see will you get organic sales. So this is completely up to you. If you want to make this a long-term project with publishing low medium content books, then you have a calendar for some important events in the United States. You can also go to this website that has international days around the world. So you have International Popcorn Day, Chocolate Cake Day, Pizza Day, Pancake Day, May Day, Father's Day, Independence Day, Cat Day, Dog Day, Burger Day, all kinds of days you have there that you can use to develop your book for that. Now, for the key events, New Year, Easter, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, it is recommended you make and publish your book 2 or 3 months before the holiday. And what else? When you get error emails by Amazon, so when your book is rejected, they will tell you why it is being rejected. So it can be either interior or cover. Now, this first one is a good one. Comparing between the two possible ones. So the first one is good one. Something is wrong with your design and trim, and you just need to fix the interior cover as per their suggestions and then re-upload and wait for the approval. The second one is more serious one, is when they ask you that you need to present a valid legal documentation that you have the right to publish the content that is in your book, and that you have a legal trademark license to publish the book with that term you used in the title or somewhere inside the book. So this is a serious issue. You need to find out what is copyrighted and prepare licenses, or you need to unpublish your book. At all times, you should do everything to avoid getting this email. So make sure that once you have your book ready in front of you, check everything. Check the title for trademarks, check the cover, check the interior, especially if you did not make it, if you just took it from somewhere, if you downloaded it from somewhere, and also if you paid someone to do it. So don't trust anyone when it comes to that. Check. Because if you upload and they give you these kind of emails couple of times, they're going to shut down your account. Now, some suggest you look for the inspiration in bestsellers, but if you really want to make it, you should make things from your own head. And I'm not sure am I going to publish more videos about this. It depends. It depends on the feedback. It depends if I'm asked a question that I prefer to answer like this. It's easier for me to just turn on my camera or my OBS and just record the video. So you can visit my YouTube channel for upcoming tutorials and Q&A. So let's start with the actual book. So this is the planner I'm working at the moment. So this planner belongs to and then something. So this is the image I have in the back. So let's say you downloaded from my Gumroad, you paid and downloaded my template. So how can you make this template unique? So first thing you can do is, if you know nothing about design or something, you can just go here in format and color, and then you can maybe pick, I don't know, this one, you see it's already a different image, or this one, or this one, or this one, this one. So you can change the saturation, you can change the hue, you can change the color tone, maybe you can change, let's see, you see this one, okay, and let me see what else we have here. Okay, we have, I'm going to take this one, for example. So let's go back. This is what you paid, this is what you got, and this is how you make it your own. So this is the first step. Then you can move things around. So this, let's put this here, let's put this here, and let's make this larger. Okay. And that's it. Now this is already something different. This is already something different from the thing that you purchased from me. So and this is just, or you can maybe add flower. Let's do that. Let's go to pictures. Okay, so you see this now, this is already something different. This is now unique. So what are the chances somebody is going to buy my template, buy a same flower and then put it here? So that's already astronomical here. That's the chances are already astronomical. So you have this flower that you downloaded, and let's say astronomical. Somebody like you likes this flower, sees it, and then both of you download this exactly same template, exactly the same flower. Okay, so you just uploaded this flower in my presentation that you purchased. What do? Rotate it. Now, once again, what are the chances somebody is going to rotate this flower in the same direction as you? So you see what I'm saying here. So this is how you make this template unique. So you add something, moves something, shifts something somewhere, and that is how you make it unique. So there is like 0.00001% chances that somebody is going to make from my template this. So in order for person, so this is the one, just remember what we are seeing here. I'm going to take a screenshot. Let me just move this. So this is what we have now. Okay, so let's undo everything I just did. Remove the flower, move the text back. Okay, so move the text back. So this is what we started with. So this was the initial file, and let's how do we restore the image? Let's go back to restore the image, reset. Okay, so this is the original image. Okay, so this is the original image that was downloaded from Gumroad. This is the template planner, and this is how you make it unique. This is how you made it unique for yourself. So you change the texture of the image, you move you can also change font, you add a flower here or there. So right now you're going to say, they are the same. They're not the same. They're not the same because they're not, just not. So John has a flower, Marina doesn't have a flower. So that's it. That is how you make your interior unique. But you cannot just do this. You cannot just download the template and then just upload this. And the reason why you can, because if person A buys my template and uploads this, the next person that buys my template and does the same thing, Amazon is going to notice, okay, these are two identical books. Something is off here. We do not want to have our customers unsatisfied. So that is what Amazon is against. They want people to be happy with their purchases. So if the person A buys this and the person B buys this, they will have different books. They look the same. They look the same, just like two cars. Two cars are identical, but one is white, one is Snow White. They are not the same anymore. It's a different shade of the color, so it's a different, let's put it in brackets, different car. So that is how you make your interior unique. So you move things around, you add a flower, you can change the texture or something. And same thing with this one. So I just started to make this. So I'm just going to duplicate this. So this is going to be my page for the year. So January. Okay, and let's see. Oh, come on. Duplicate. Okay, so this is going to be my one page. So I'm going to make 12 of this. So this is how I make my templates and how you can make this unique. So for example, this, and this, once again, because you changed the texture, we can also change something here. We can make this, for example, golden or yellow. And also these boxes, let's pick them all. We can make them also like this. And this is now different interior. It's in color. Let's say you want to make it black and white. No problem. You select all of this. You select them. So when I say black and white for Amazon, that means anything that is in the shade of gray. So it doesn't have to literally be black and white. So what that means is anything between 0 and 100 from the white and black, so white, gray to black, that is what you can use. And now in this situation, obviously, the white is not going to work, so the text should be black to make it more pop out from the... And that is how you make your interior unique once you upload my or anybody else template. So you change something, add something, move things around, and that is going to make sure that you have a unique content for your book interior. Okay, I think that's enough for this first video. I'm just going to now make I'm going to make the thumbnail for this. So it's going to be KDP Amazon the beginning. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to make the thumbnail for this video, and this is, if you are a designer, I like this font. I do children's books, so I love this font, but I'm not sure we're going to use that one. And I also, when I make professional designs, I love this one, and I'm going to use this one because I really love this font. And KDP Amazon, so that's going to stick out quite nicely. And what I'm going to do in the background, I like this image here. So let's take it. I'm going to recycle this image. I'm going to rotate it by 90 degrees. Come on, go here. Stretch. Where are you? Come on, fit. And go back. Okay. KDP Amazon, the beginning. So what else can I add here? Let's duplicate this one. Let's put this one in white. Or maybe it's going to be a different color, but let's see how white. No, it's not working in white. Let's make it, I don't know, let's make this just to see. Okay, this one works. This one works. It's not perfect, but it's why it's not showing? I'm talking about this is the problem of working live. So let's see. How do I'm making a thumbnail, but you cannot see it, so that's my bad. Window capture, okay, and PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so now you're going to see what I was talking about. You had audio but no image. This is what I was talking about. Sorry, I forgot the silly OBS doesn't record both PowerPoint presentations, just one. So what I basically did, let's start from the beginning. Let's delete this one. Let's delete this one as well. So let's delete you as well. So basically this is my video title and this is my starting point. So I went back to my PowerPoint presentation and I pasted image here. I rotated it. I put it to fit into the 1920 dimensions, and then I send it to back, and then I duplicated this. Come on, duplicated this and change it to orange or some shade. No, that's not good. Let's put you backward. Yes, that's what I want. And now, because I don't want to be in pain, I'm going to use arrows to shift this around. And I don't know, maybe add a flower or something and play around with this. I don't really want to take too much time because I'm not a YouTuber. So I'm just going to make some random thumbnail for this video, so just to have a thumbnail. And this is it. This is it. Thank you very much. Have a nice day and goodbye. If you have questions, put them in down below in the description.